Jesus, I say, please focus on Jared. Let him see the strength, the courage that he needs. I want you to feel it right now with all the wisdom of everybody in this room.
All right, hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shaun Blanch, and I will be taking you through what I'm calling behind the mix of one of my songs. The song is called Johnny, and we're going to be looking at a few different things about this song today that I decided to do. Disclaimer, I'm a novice when it comes to recording and mixing, so everything I'm going to talk about here is just what I do and my opinion. And for those of you who are also into music production, first of all, welcome. Second of all, feel free to leverage any of the tips that you find here if they're helpful at all. But again, just want to make it clear that I am not a professional, so don't necessarily know what I'm doing, still figuring it all out. But the first thing we're going to look at here is the guitar. So I used two different guitars in Johnny. They're both Les Pauls, Gibson and an Epiphone Les Paul, brown and black guitar. And you'll hear that the song starts off with just one guitar by itself, and then the second guitar comes in to add just a little bit of texture. And then when the chorus hits, which I'll show you in a second, it also includes one of the guitars with distortion on it. So altogether we have three guitars throughout the main verse, chorus, verse sections. This is the Gibson. And then the Epiphone kicks in right here. And then, like I said, when we get to the chorus, I also added in a distorted guitar. Initially tried recording just not this song, but before going from clean to distorted, and I just find it sounds, if you only have one, first of all, if you only have one guitar, it makes the whole song just kind of sound a little flat to me. And then adding in the distortion on top of already clean sections, to me just gives it a little bit of a nicer feel. Otherwise it's a little too crunchy, I guess. That's what I gotta add in the distortion here. All right, so this is with distortion. This is the chorus. Another thing about the chorus going into it, I use these feedback effects, so kind of, again, going from a clean to distorted chorus, almost like when you switch channels, having an initial feedback. This song was very influenced by Nirvana and those sort of vibes. So I found the feedback on YouTube. There's a channel, and it's called Only a Stranger is the person who owns the channel, and the video is called Scary Feedback from Guitar, and it's literally just 1 minute and 40 seconds of guitar feedback, and I took a couple little clips from it. So here's the first one by itself going into the chorus of the first chorus, and this is that with guitars. And then again, before the second chorus, a little bit different feedback, but also from the same video. It's a little bit longer, more sustained. And that's before we go into the final chorus. Here's with the guitars. Another thing that I did here in this song, again, in sort of the spirit of Nirvana, going back and listening to a lot of their catalog, was to very much widen the vocals across the entire spectrum. So you'll hear when the chorus hits, prior to the chorus, it's all, I think, relatively just in front of you. And then when the vocals for the chorus all come in, then you get it where it's coming through sort of much more wide. So just here's the chorus.
How can one be defined? Never in line. You don't know what is mine. Have you stolen a line?
All right. And then to continue on our journey, another thing that I did was added a couple different synthesizers on top of the regular chorus. So you've got, the core sort of three-piece band feel with guitar, bass, and drums. But then on top of that, you've got these synths that kind of sit in the background. And if you listen to the track closely, you'll definitely be able to pick them up. But I don't think they stand out as much compared to everything else. So I was able to use my mini keyboard for this, and a couple of different instruments like wobble and twist too. And first I'm gonna let you hear it without compression on there, because it definitely sounds different than once I add in the compression. You'll see it obviously compresses it, and it just makes it I think a little bit more subtle in the track as opposed to how much it would have stood out without the compression. And then you can hear, once I add the compression, and you'll hear it just brings it down quite a bit. Right. And then, all right, last but not least, just plugging right along here. After the last chorus, as we're getting to the outro bit, where there's a guitar riff you'll hear coming out of this speaker here, and then a solo coming out of that speaker there. And both the channels are doubled up, so there's two solos, or two guitars playing solo, and then two guitars playing the lead riff, so to speak. And behind that are the rest of the band, the guitars in the background, which we'll start with just each one individually, and then I'll show you all of it together. So this is just the riff by itself. That's repeated, and there's also a cello underneath that as well, which we'll hear by itself. That's coming out of this side. I mean, it sounds very digital, but it's a cello nevertheless. And yeah, so that's half of it, and then the other half is this solo that is also doubled up, so we'll hear that. So all of that together gives you this. Let's hear it with some guitar behind it and bass, and adding some drums in here. There you go, that's Johnny. This is Behind the Mix. Thank you for watching.